Thank you so much. All right, I wanted to introduce you to our judges today. We have a diverse pool in here. We have Alexander Joel Carbonell from HV Capital. We have Annika Janssens from IE. We have Darío Jiménez from Mutua Madrileña. Horacio Balestrin from BBVA. We have Ian Marsh, DN Capital. Jose Miguel Matorras from Endesa. Kate Cornell, All Iron Ventures. Laurent Arens from Banco Sabadell. Miguel Burguet from Google for Startups. We have Paloma Castellano from Guaira. Pepe Aiguel from Pear VC. Sami from Zigzag Ventures. Ooh, I hope I'm not forgetting anybody. Please, yeah, a warm round of applause for them. They are all seated here in the audience with all of you, and they will take charge and take notes and ask a couple of questions after the pitches in here. So, our force is with you. Okay, so the first pitch is the winner, or from the Mobility and Smart Cities track. He is Javier Pita, the CEO of Navilens. Navilens' mission is to create a more inclusive and accessible world for everybody. So please welcome Javier Pita.
Okay, it's really a pleasure to be here. 300 million people are visually impaired. The problem is that a blind person cannot be fully independent in a new place, like for example this, because it's not possible to read the signage indications. So our idea was, okay, why don't you use the camera of the mobile phone and use the camera in order to read the signage? How? Using QR codes? No, 30 years old. So the problem was that it's not possible to read the QR code because you need to know where is it. So we worked with the University of Alicante for 5 years to create a new kind of QR code that could be read from a blind person. And we achieved it. We achieved a code that can be read from 20 meters away without focusing. And the Navilens code was born. The Navilens code is patented in 32 countries. And our mission, our first mission, is making public transport accessible for everybody. So, what happened when a blind user tried to locate a bus stop? The problem is the GPS is not accurate enough to know where is it. So the solution is easy. We add a Navilens code, and the users can go directly where the bus stop is with centimeters accuracy. So, we tested the solution with blind users across Spain, and we expand this technology, including Madrid, with 7,000 bus stops with the Navilens technology. And Madrid Metro, okay, that code that you can see there. So, and the Navilens code is good for everybody, because it speaks 36 languages, being very useful for tourists and for everybody. And inclusive design. The Navilens technology is rapid international growth, and we cannot be more proud to be in New York City, at the bus stops and the subway stations. And not only that, we are a small startup, and we are working from Australia to Canada. So with an incredible team that comes with blind people, researchers, senior developers, and an incredible team. The market is enormous, $1 trillion. And our license, our business model is license the technology and the SaaS services, but always free for the users. Always free for the users. Our dream is to achieve a more inclusive and accessible world and smart cities for everybody. So let's create a better world. I'm sure together we can achieve it. Thank you so much. No se oye. Ya.
I'm a user of Navilens. I think you didn't talk about the use for people that are disabled. That's a very important point. But also, I would like you to explain how do you intellectually protect the technology.
It's protected through patents and utility model, okay? And the Navilens code is unique in this category, okay? Indeed, okay, the invention was how to detect the code. Have you read a QR code in your bag?
No.
No? Okay, so let's see. I'm going to scan, okay, the code? Okay. What?
It fall to the floor.
It's no matter. Sorry.
3 meters.
Okay. So the point is that I can read the code. Sorry. I can. Sorry, this is the try to do that. I'm going to read. So I read the code, okay? So the code is detecting.
Vision 3 meters away. Stop 3,300 on your right. Ahead. 3 meters. 2 meters. You've arrived at stop 3,374. Thun Carol Bilbao lines.
So love this technology, how it works. We can read the code and we can guide the blind users, okay, through the technology.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the customers who pays for these and how do you shorten the sales cycle?
Okay, so the customers are the, like for example, the public transport companies, okay, the out of the door, like you see the Cox, okay, and any facility in the world. Okay, so they pay for the license of the codes, but never, okay, the users, okay? And it's an incredible potential. We are growing with a 300%, okay, per year, okay? It's really incredible because it's a technology where we don't have any competitor in this field.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, okay? And please, use the Navilens technology in order to create a better world for everybody. Thank you so much for everyone.
All right, our second pitch is the winner from the Industry 5.0 track. We are talking about Ibbx. This company is from Brazil. Ibbx's patented wireless energy technologies boost industry's productivity, sustainability, and cost reduction through IoT and AI. The pitcher here is Leonardo Kozlowski. He's the marketing manager of Ibbx Brazil. So please give him a warm round of applause.
Hello, Madrid. My name is Leonardo Kozlowski, and I'm here to talk about wireless energy. And I am not talking about wireless induction chargers. Today, I'll show our plans to transmit energy over the air on the go. We believe that in a few years, everyone here will not only have a home Wi-Fi router, but also wireless energy router. And I'll show you how. It's common for us to use energy from electromagnetic waves. Solar panels convert sunlight into electricity, right? But most of electromagnetic waves are invisible, passing through us right here. Our plan was to somehow do the same with those waves. First, we discovered how much energy we could use with this award-winning equation. Next, we created an intrinsically small and flexible antenna, able to absorb energy across multiple wavelengths. Then, we filed patents in Brazil and USA to secure all of that. But no one starts by putting a technology like that on a cell phone. We had to start in a different way. So we chose the IoT market to deploy our technology, addressing its bottlenecks also by creating our own radio-based communication protocol. We gathered an expert team with former directors from big tech, industrial, and other big companies. And our Series A enabled us to create a solution able to measure any type of data on field. Our online platform uses AI to provide an integrated automation control and monitoring system with predictive insights. Harvesting ambient energy allows our batteries to last at least 3 years. And our proprietary protocol can connect hundreds of sensors over long distances, bringing efficiency, cost reduction, and sustainability, returning up to 10 times the value invested by our clients. Until now, Ibbx, after 14 months of operation, we are in 6 countries with great results and many applications. Until now, we have 4 patents granted in Brazil and USA with huge advances in wireless energy, just like a wireless Christmas tree and this circuit, which uses our body as an antenna to light up a small LED. So we have a validated patent technology with endless applications, a profitable IoT solution operation, and mature technology for new applications, for new devices. Our current plans for future plans include expand our current operation and seek new applications for our technology, just like cell phones, tablets, and keyboards, and everything else. All of this pursuing a mission to free the planet from cables and batteries. Thank you very much.
I have a quick question. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Every time I hear endless applications, I get a little anxious. Where do you think there's the biggest, the lowest hanging fruit?
Lowest, sorry?
Where's the lowest hanging fruit for you? Where do you think there's the biggest opportunity that you can tackle first?
Okay, I think we have to study where is the first place that we're going to put our technology on small devices, but consumer electronics are something that if we grab like a big company for us to build that will see our technology working, we maybe think that it's going to be very fast. So maybe in 2-3 years, this technology might be on a cell phone or even health tech. You see like, I don't know the name in English, but the pacemaker, I think that in our hearts. Maybe you think about a pacemaker that uses energy, you don't have to change battery. The energy is coming from outside. So there are endless applications, but consumer electronics, I think, will be the fastest to reach out all of us. You want to cash in?
Well, thank you very much. Amazing pitch. So how much money have you raised, and are you planning a next round?
We are from Brazil, so it's like every dollar counts very much for us. So we have raised our Series A. It was $5 million. In Brazil, it's a lot. We have a lot of money to make much more. And we have also some seed stages, but I think most of those questions would be for my CFO, because well, let's talk about later.
So I have a technical question on the technology itself. How much energy can you generate?
It's not that much. If you the amounts of energy that you can use from the ambient, it's the size of the device that is using. So a small like that, it's only a small LED, but it's enough to power to keep constant energy for smartwatches, just like that. So the battery would last like double or triple, but we have the amounts of energy. It's like protected. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Do you have any revenue? Sorry, do you have any revenue already?
Yes, we have. We have 200 million reais in contracts for for next years, and we have like. It's difficult because I have to think in reais and then in euros, but we have those questions, those answers in our website. Thank you very much. See you, Madrid.
Thank you. The fourth pitch is the winner from the consumer track. We are talking about Webble, which is also from Spain. It is the marketplace app where clients can search, compare, and book any service in 5 clicks. Again, I will let him tell you a better idea of what it is about. And we are talking about Nacho Tejero, the CEO of Webble.
Well, hello everybody, my name is Nacho, and today I'm going to present you Webble, the app that brings services like cleaning, beauty, tutors to your doorstep. It all started when we realized that everything was being brought to our homes, food, consumer goods, even flowers. However, services haven't followed this path yet. The reason is simple, Current models are simply broken. They're opaque, they're slow, they are costly. However, when we made a deeper research, we understood why these models work like this, which is due to platform leakage. Unlike products, what happens with services is that they normally happen more than once. For example, you get a cleaning service to happen on a weekly basis. And what is going on is that users are going off platform after they met, so they don't have to pay the platform's commissions. That's why our competitors created models that prevented leakage while sacrificing user experience. But we have created a third model, a model that is finally fast, that it's also affordable, and that is transparent. You can book any service in 5 clicks, and it's also 50% cheaper than any of our competitors. And customers are loving it. We are growing massively. We are currently doing 10 million euros of GMV per year, being more than 80% of our GMV coming from repeat customers, and over 50% of our growth coming from organic sources. So not only we're growing massively, but also in a really healthy way. But how did we do it? How were we able to crack this sector? Well, we just went back to basics and understood that if you want people to repeat through your platform, the value from doing so has to be greater than the value you are taking from the transaction. If not, people will rationally go off platform. And that's what we did. We created value for both sides of the marketplace. For the customer, it's simple. Book any service in 3 clicks, pay online, but also for the professional. We created SaaS tools for them to easily manage all their services, as well as listing tiers. As you can see, each listing has its own tier: bronze, silver, gold. Each tier represents a higher or lower visibility and a higher or lower take rate. And the main variable affecting what tier you have is how many repeating clients you have compared to your peers. So we are rewarding loyal professionals with more visibility, so more customers, and a lower take rate, so a higher margin. We just made it rational for both sides of the marketplace to repeat through the platform. And that's why we created a model that simply outperforms competition. We are definitely surpassing Andreessen Horowitz benchmarks for retention rates, not only for the customer side, but for the supply side, where we are hitting 4 times higher retention benchmarks than the ones they are looking for. Now let me show you the product. It's on a home service marketplace, and booking a service is super simple. Choose the service you need, choose your professional, and literally book it in 3 clicks. Lastly, let me introduce you to the team. As you can see, we're pretty young, but we have already co-founded 40 startups, and we know Webble is the one. We have a product that is loved, that has healthy unit economics, that has a product that simply outperforms competition, and now our goal is to bring it to millions of people's hands. Thank you very much.
Excellent, Nacho. Thank you so much. Now we open the floor for questions.
Hi, thank you so much for your pitch. Yeah, I'm over here. I was wondering, what are you focusing now on scaling the business? Is that geographically? Is that expanding your products, etc.? And what is your biggest challenge in scaling?
Yeah, one of the things that we wanted to validate is that our marketplace is hyper-localized. That means that one cleaner doesn't represent anything for somebody in Madrid if that cleaner is in Barcelona. So being really good at scaling. Just to give you an insight, with just 2 people in 9 months, starting the expansion team from scratch, we have already opened 15 cities. Each city that we are currently opening goes faster than the one before, and just that with 2 people. So scaling is not being a problem. Now we are validating international playbook. We are going to the UK in September, and that's pretty much done. So we are really excited about it. And now the main challenge is keep on growing. Webble is working really well in cleaning because it's the category where we started with towards validating that people will repeat through the platform. Now we want to apply the same playbook that we applied in this category over more categories because cleaning represents 75% of bookings, 30% of the searches. That shows how horizontal we can become. And actually, we went from 10% cross-selling to 30%, and we feel we can upgrade that to 50, 60%, increasing lifetime value, reducing CAC, and making our business even more profitable.
Maybe following up on that, I usually see marketplaces having a race to the bottom when it comes to take rate. How do you manage that going forward? I saw a slide there, question number 1. And I saw in the docs that you have a 10 euro CAC that I presume is on the consumer side, not on the corporate side or on the services side. What's your CAC on the services that you bring on board?
So our take rate is low. That's how we outperform competition. They are charging 30%, we're charging 8%. And that's why we have an 80% gross margin. By the end of the year, it would be 90%. So we're getting 7% clean per transaction. That's more than enough to build a behemoth. For example, DoorDash, even though it charges like 25%, they have 8% gross margin. So that's pretty much also solved. And for the supply side, we are not spending any single euro. It's totally viral. Literally, when we are launching in a specific city, we build like a minimum liquidity, about 100 professionals. It takes like 3 hours to do so, maximum. Actually, we have a pre-list from people that are trying to join, and we are not already available. And just to give you an insight, we're getting like 5,000 new professionals every week, and we're spending €0 on supply acquisition.
All right. Thank you so much. What a wonderful pitch.
Thank you.
And thought-provoking questions. The fifth finalist is the winner from the enterprise track. We're talking about Inup, also from Spain. And Inup helps global software companies issue invoices in any country. The picture here is the CEO. We're talking about Juan Moliner Malacheverria. So please give him a warm welcome.
Hello, what a setup. Thank you so much for coming. I'm Juan, I'm the co-founder of Inup. At Inup, we help global companies issue invoices in more than 20 countries with one single tool. But if I tell you that, you probably say, an invoice is just a PDF, right? What's so complex about it? Well, invoices used to be just PDFs or paper, but that is about to change. In fact, in the next 3 years, more than 40 countries will require what's called electronic invoicing. This means that every business will have to report every sale to the tax authority in real time. I usually like to say that again. Every business, for example, in Spain, will have to report every sale in an XML file to the tax authority in real time. In fact, this is something that already happens today in countries like Mexico, Italy, Portugal, or India, and it's coming to many other countries like Spain and Germany in the next year, France, Belgium, and Poland in 2026, and the European Union as a whole in 2030. So how do global companies deal with this today? Let's take the example of one of our customers. Amenities is a hotel management platform that operates in 40 countries and issues 100,000 invoices a month. Without Inup, they would need to integrate with all of these providers, one per country, and they would need to deal with all of these things. With Inup, they only need one provider. By integrating our API, Amenities is now complying with 24 different requirements, and they get access to this one, beautiful console, where they can manage all of their suppliers, their invoices, their customers with one single tool. But even more, let's say Amenities wanted to open a new country or change the way they operate and receive a Slack message when there's an error on an invoice, right? Thanks to our workflow engine, they can do all of this in just a couple of clicks. We started in 2023, and we already have more than 20 customers and 500 merchants issuing invoices globally with Inup. Our customers are companies like Fever, Sunday, or Redbus, who like to operate globally without worrying about the local compliance of invoices. Obviously, all of this wouldn't be possible without our superstar team, my co-founder Sam, who was the co-founder and CTO of Cabify, where he actually discovered this problem. So I'm pitching here, but he was the one who came up with the idea. Luismi, our developer, who was the engineering manager at Job and Talent, or Javier and Mario, who have been building great products for many years. So finally, what's next for Inup? We believe the current finance stack is just scattered across too many tools that don't speak to each other, just don't work really well, and nobody likes using, right? That's why we're building what we call the Invoice Operating System, a set of modern tools interconnected to each other thanks to our open source global e-invoice format. And we won't stop until we make invoices great again. Thank you so much.
Right on time. Now we open the floor for questions. Who's the first one?
Juan, thank you so much. I have a quick question on what are the reasons to say no to Inup today when talking to customers?
So it's usually the regulation hasn't come. So when we try to sell to customers who are in places where the regulation is around, like Italy or LATAM, usually the answer is, oh, that looks great, much better than what's out there, but we We already comply with it. We actually integrated, I don't know, take Rappi or Cabify for what's worth it. They already have one provider there because they suffer this problem. So they were like, oh, I wish we found you before, right? And then the rest of the customers are like, let's keep in touch for whenever this comes to Spain, France, and Germany. Still, we're selling quite a bit, but that's the main.
Okay, I have a question since you're dealing with tax authorities, and that's usually dangerous. Who takes the liability when things go wrong or the invoices are not compliant in some jurisdictions?
That's a very smart question. So it's actually the supplier, so the seller, still our customer in this case. It's never us. It's not because we don't want to, but always the regulation in all of the countries that we operate in says that the liability is always of the seller. So it's your problem if your ERP doesn't work. It's always your problem. It's good for us.
Okay. Any mitigation for that?
I mean, we don't have any problems with it, to be honest. Usually, and the reason why we don't have problems with it is because the APIs of these tax authorities, they put actually way too many tests and way too many validations. So usually the problem is the invoice doesn't go through. Now, obviously, you're making fraud. Like if you're putting line items or prices that just don't match reality, it's nothing to do with me, software, tax authority. I mean, that's a crime, and the same without e-invoicing.
And we have arrived to the end of this pitch. Thank you so much. That was Ibbx. And we've also arrived to the half time of this pitches. So the sixth pitch is the winner from the Future of Work and Talent track. We're talking about Shakers. Also from Spain, the platform helping companies solve their tech challenges by unlocking flexible talent at scale. Here to pitch his business even further is Héctor Mata, the CEO. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Héctor, CEO and co-founder of Shakers. In the next decade, more than 1 billion digital workers will need to connect with companies in a much more flexible way. The next generation of workers are looking for new career pathways, while companies need to be more agile. The world of work is changing. This is why we created Shakers, the first AI platform that unlocks talent at scale. We help companies to build, manage, and pay curated teams of freelancers in minutes. Companies reach out to us, publish a project, and our AI helps them to define the scope, create a roadmap, create tasks, and assemble the full team of freelancers. Meanwhile, freelancers can access to high-quality tech projects, become part of a team, and get paid on time. Freelancing is not about gig jobs anymore. We are targeting an average order value between 25K and 50K. We are a B2B marketplace that creates strong network effects. Freelancers receive more than 50% of their annual incomes through Shakers, leading to high levels of recurrence in the demand side. We have more than 400 companies working in Shakers, companies such as Inditex or Microsoft, among others. And we have more than 7,000 freelancers registered in Inup. We apply a 19% of take rate to all those transactions. We started Shakers in 2021, and we have built product and traction rapidly, achieving more than 3x year-over-year in growth rates. This year, we have started our international expansion, achieving 9 million euros in GMV and more than 2 million euros in net revenue. This is why 6 months ago, we raised a 6 million euros seed round led by Adevinta Ventures, Bright Eye Ventures, Atos Capital, or Waira, among others. We are 4 serial entrepreneurs and 35 people in our team with a strong experience building digital products. We have operated across 13 markets in companies such as Rocket Internet or TicketBiz. We have done exits of more than 25 million euros in our previous projects. And we want to be the category leader, redefining the whole industry. We are Shakers, and we are building the next generation way of working, and we are ready to scale globally. Thank you very much.
support system you have in there.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I think I just gone deaf, but congrats on the pitch. I was wondering what the competitive landscape looks like and how you differentiate from any of the big players out there.
I think there is a huge difference between the first generation of freelance marketplaces like Upwork, Freelancer, or Fiverr. They were focused on gig economy, small projects, small tickets, and just one freelancer. We are focused on big projects, or average order values between 25K and 50 or 100K, and a team of full freelance. We ensemble the team. So companies use us to more strategic projects instead of punctual works.
One more minute for questions.
Oh, wow.
I can fill that minute. Out of curiosity, what's your CAC on the B2B side, and how do you envisage this versus your take rate, which I presume the 20% is not sustainable for the next 12 or 18 months? What's your view on that?
Yes. We are targeting two segments in the demand side. SMEs with a CAC of around 1,000 euros. So we have a CAC payback in our first project. The company is active with the first project, we compensate. And also we are targeting now corporate segment. It's doing great. And we have a CAC around 5,000 euros. So, yeah.
You talk about the team. How do you manage the team building? Because it's not just putting together a few good people, it's making working as a team. How do you manage that?
Exactly. This is our secret sauce, and this is what we are working with our AI. But we've put together skills, we put together personality, and we put together people that we know that works together well, because we have now the experience of hundreds of projects, and we know that this team that works for a company 3 months works very good and performs very good, so we can now put the same team in other projects.
And that was Shakers, ladies and
gentlemen. Thank you very much.
I need friends like these. Come on. Thank you for that. Okay, now the 7th pitch is the winner from the Trust, Tech, and Data track. We are talking about Transferchain. This company is from Switzerland. Transferchain provides impregnable security and privacy-enhancing SaaS cloud products for businesses. And the pitcher is Matt Basser, the co-founder. So please give him a warm round of applause.
Last year, data breaches caused $6 trillion in damage. Businesses desperately need a solution to protect themselves against these attacks. I'm Matt, the co-founder of Transferchain, and we have the solution. Today, a single data breach costs $4.5 million per company, and more than 80% of these breaches were related to data on the cloud. So as companies shift to cloud products, they're also sacrificing their security. When I was working at the top consulting firms, PwC and Deloitte, all of the global enterprise customers had the same problems. First, data breaches. Second, they were lacking data integrity. And third, they were being penalized for lacking data compliance. No matter how much they were spending, the traditional methods could not protect their data. That's why we created Transferchain. So forget the data breaches, forget the privacy breaches, and welcome the world's most secure and most private password manager and cloud storage ever. Today, the traditional methods are not secure enough because they take your data and put it on a centralized server and only have it go through server-side encryption. That means it's a single point of failure, and they have access to our data. So at Transferchain, all of your data goes through client-side end-to-end encryption. Right after that, all of your data is split into little chunks and distributed across the world's safest data centers, while the metadata, the mapping information, goes on the blockchain, so no one but yourself can access the data. There are tons of different use cases for Transferchain. Some of the most common ones are for R&D teams, where they store their sensitive data, and for security and IT teams, where they manage passwords across the organization. Today, we protect more than 200 businesses' data, and they're coming from 10 different countries and 10 different industries. We follow a subscription-based business model, and with 2 products, Drive and Pass, we also enable cross-selling opportunity across our products. With a great team of 15, we have created a patent pending protocol. And with this team, we also bring successful software development, sales and marketing, and blockchain knowledge to the company. Our path is clear. Reach 100 million ARR in the next 8 years, with great gross margins and also becoming the go-to platform for security and privacy. Today, we're looking forward to meeting strategic partners for our current seed round of 2 million. At the same time, this round will help us further accelerate our growth in the key European countries. So if you'd like to learn more, or if you'd like to start protecting your company's data today, please scan the code and reach out to us. We're more than happy to talk about your privacy. Thank you.
Right on time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Which is your competitive landscape and how you compete with big players like Google or Amazon Web Services?
Of course. Not AWS, but Google Drive might be a potential competitor, but what we do is very high security and privacy. Therefore, while Google is targeting average users, we're very much targeting niche sectors where they have sensitive data, defense industry, insurance, pharmaceuticals, where they want to protect their data. So the competition is lower there, but at the same time, across the company, others, cloud storages, while some of them do end-to-end encryption, none of them actually do client-side end-to-end while splitting the data, distribute it, at the same time put the metadata on the blockchain. So we're talking about a different kind of a game when it comes to the competition, which is not limited to just Drive product, but also we have multiple different products, which is a huge new spectrum because we're an ecosystem of secure and private products. I hope that explains. Thank you.
I have a question on the technology. So,
of course,
it's a great idea that you're splitting the data, but I have a question that today we're still in a hybrid world. Not everything goes Web3. There's still many things are Web2 to get to Web3. How are you kind of covering up for that, let's say, loophole?
Exactly. So we're provider agnostic, meaning we can integrate to any S3 compatible data center. That also means we can provide local data residencies across Switzerland, Spain, United States, you name it, we're compliant. That also means, since we're provider agnostic, if the company requires the data as an on-prem storage on their own service, we can also do that. Totally, they can have the complete control of the data. So we're very flexible when it comes to that. But the real key is the encryption on the client and the file splitting, which is directly happening on the web browsers. They don't even have to download any agents. We use the browsers as almost desktop agents.
Thank you so much for your pitch. I have a quick question on how do you grow within a company once you've landed?
We are out of time.
Okay.
Almost like a Trojan horse. It doesn't matter. We don't wait for the whole company to convert. We find that pain point, get in, and when they love it, when they feel it, we start growing. So we have done that in multiple different companies where we started with 5 users and then ended up with 700 users. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, guys.
Up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have 7 pitchers that have already come on stage. We have only 3 pitchers to go. So our 8th pitch is the winner from the climate tech track, and that is Sunalp. This one is also from Spain. It is a radiant heating and cooling solution to turn buildings into positive energy hubs and reduce the environmental footprint of AI data centers. So we're talking about Raúl del Coso, and he is the CTO of Sunalp. Let's give him a warm round of applause.
Good afternoon. Thank you, all of you. It's really an honor being here. At Sunalp, we are redefining the way we heat and cool buildings with our radiant low enthalpy technology that provides the best comfort, sustainability at lower cost. Traditional radiators overheat air. They produce hot head and cold feet. Air condition blow dry, cold air, which is very uncomfortable. Both systems are inefficient and move dust particles, which is unhealthy. They are also bulky and ugly. Energy consumption in households, European households, is mainly space heating. And the problem is that traditional radiators with heat pumps won't work to reduce the 28% CO2 emissions generated by buildings. Our modular radiant panels increase efficiency of heating and cooling by 250% and generate uniform temperatures in the rooms. They are thinner, lighter, and more cost-effective, and they are perfect for new buildings and renovations. We generate energy savings up to 90%, and we have set up a new standard for healthy, sustainable, and affordable living spaces. They are designed for easy installation and architectural integration. We are positioned to get a significant part of the heating and cooling market because our products provide more comfort and more efficiency than traditional systems like air conditioning or radiators. We have adopted a B2B2C business model with the agreement with distributors and installers. We are scaling up production through industrial automation to meet demand effectively. We have these commercial agreements with large companies such as Lukoil, Ecoforest, or Stadtnummern Group. Our revenues are growing exponentially, and we have just reached cash flow break-even this quarter. Since our funding, we have created the first solar off-grid house. We have grown our team to 12 talented people, including 6 engineers and technicians. We got 1.7 million in funding and 2 patents granted. We have already deployed our products in 40 buildings, including all 17 apartments of this building that is in Calle Orense, here in Madrid. We have also a pipeline of innovations, including this data center technology that reduces energy consumption up to 90%. We want you to join us to make the world a better and sustainable place. We are looking for investors, for partners, for collaborators, and for clients who can change your houses. You can change the comfort and the efficiency of your houses. We have a plan to increase our commercial initiatives, automate production, and also reinforce our team to get a sustained growth and innovation. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Now, who will be the first question?
What's the business model?
We sell mainly now to main construction promoter companies and also to Distriplug, which is part of Saint-Gobain Group. Saint-Gobain Group is the second largest manufacturer and distributor of construction products, and we sell to Distriplug to installers of heat pumps and radiators and air conditioners as an alternative. So we are selling the products with this agreement. Sorry.
Heating and cooling industry is pretty hard. They are huge companies.
I know.
And you are pointing that your solution is more efficient, like 90%, you said in some figures. What's the magic of your solution? Where do you get the savings from?
Because our solution, I will show it. I have it here. Our solution is this. This is a very thin plate that produces heat and cooling in a very efficient way. So it's thinner, it's lighter, and it's more cost-effective than any alternative in the market. We have 2 patents to protect it. But this is the product. And we have made products with it to make it easy to install and to make it architecturally integrated.
45 seconds? All right. Okay. Thank you so much. That was Sunalp.
Thank you very much.
Okay, our 9th pitch is a winner from the health track. We are talking about Sikai Medical, which is also from Spain. And Sikai Medical has developed the first medical device able to anticipate the diagnosis of cancer in the abdomen non-invasively. So the pitcher today will be Javier Garcia, the CTO of Sikai Medical. Please give him a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Javier, and I am honored to be here for the second time today here in Madrid to present you Sikai Medical, the unique AI-driven medical device platform that anticipates cancer in the upper abdomen non-invasively. Here are some numbers about the incidence of cancer worldwide, just to show you that the trend is getting worse and worse despite all efforts. And if we focus on upper abdominal organs like hepatic, renal, and pancreatic cancer, this does not get any better. It is quite shocking to know that 1 in 5 of the deaths related to these cancers could have been avoided thanks to early detection. But the problem is that cancer always seems to be ahead, and if we want to anticipate it, we shall focus on precancerous lesions, so focal lesions that are highly prevalent and have been proven to evolve in time in some cases and end up being cancer. But the problem is nowadays that it is quite time-consuming and quite difficult, and if we had 10 of these patients with these lesions, we could address up to 7 of them, and in 40% of the cases, we would be mismanaging these patients. So we are over-testing people and infra-diagnosing them. The solution for this is Sikai Medical. It is a unique AI-driven medical device platform that silently installs in the hospital and identifies which patients are today benign, are healthy, but they will more likely develop cancer in the near future. Is it that we say a software, a Class 2B medical device that analyzes CT scans and MRIs? It is fully patented with 2 patents worldwide and has been clinically validated in 8 major hospitals in Europe so far. As we say, this is a software that assists radiologists in finding these key people that will develop cancer in the future, and we have 2 main value propositions that differentiate us from competition. On the one side, we are a zero-click approach. That means that despite being a second reader or second opinion, we are a zero reader, so we analyze the results even before the radiologist opens up the case, so that our analysis is already there when he or she opens up the case. And we have automatic co-registration, which is a patent by us, and it automatically uses the temporal evolution information of that patient to enhance the final prediction of the algorithm. We are a B2B business model with 2 main client segments. On one hand, hospitals, teleradiology clinic, and on the other hand, big software and hardware distributors. And we are currently developing and validating our business model with pharmas to enhance their clinical trial management process. Despite being very young, our market is one of the fastest growing markets in the world, and so far we have been able to estimate it in 4 billion in 2028 without taking into account the reimbursement channels and also the pharma that we discussed earlier before. So far we have been able to create the product, validate it, patent it, make the clinical trials. We have just gotten the clearance of the CE mark, and we are now starting our commercialization, and in the next years consolidating these sales and moving forward to the US would be the next goal. This is the team. We are fully proud of our team that combines young talent and also quite expertise, and also our clinical and business advisors that make us move the company towards the right direction every day. Sorry that I overstepped. Thank you very much. Anticipating cancer is possible, so join us. Feel free to reach out and join Sikai. Thanks.
I'm going to start with the first question. So I guess my question is mainly about the accuracy of this. How accurate is it? And how does this compare to regular human detection today?
So in the clinical trial that we have been able to perform for the pancreas product, we have been able to achieve a 96% of sensitivity in detecting these lesions that are today benign and then will end up being cancer. And the current standard of care of radiologists, which is what is being done, which is manually open up a case and see where it's there, it is a 70% accuracy. And we also have to take into consideration that the diagnosing these things depends a lot, relies a lot on the experience and the available time of the radiologist. And the good things of this software that they do not get tired, they are fully integrated, so this is also something to note.
I have a quick question here. Thank you so much for your pitch. I have a quick question on technical differentiation between you guys and, let's say, a Prenuvo, for instance, in the US.
Yeah. I would say that we differentiate ourselves with the many AI platforms that there are now out there for medical imaging in 2 things. Firstly, we target things to an illness while the illness is still not there. So instead of looking up for cancer, we are looking for things that predict who is going to have cancer in the future. And the second differentiation is also related to this, is that usually these kind of tools, they rely on a first suspicious on a physician, and they use the AI as a second reader just to see, was I right or not? So we go one step before that. So we say, watch out, this person with this kind of lesions that they do not have any symptoms, so the doctor does not have to know that there is something there. Watch out, this person might have something, and might have something really dangerous that could lead up into cancer in 4 or 6 months later.
And that was
Sikai.
Sikai Medical.
That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Excellent pitch with the fight against cancer. Now, the last pitch is the winner from the digital culture track, and that is Sticky, which comes from the United Kingdom to solve problems in physical spaces. The no-code operating system for physical spaces where developers work with the world's biggest leisure events and retail brands to make interactions in physical spaces 10 seconds or less. Let's leave James Garner to it. He is the CEO of Sticky.
Hello, good afternoon and buenos tardes. I'm James. Of course, I've been in the green room for an hour or two, so I've had a couple of glasses of the Vino Tinto. I'm also a technical founder, so this whole thing is pretty crazy for me. But do you remember the last time you were in a taxi just like this one, and they don't take card? Or when you try and park your car, and you have to download an app or scan a QR code, and it takes you about 5 minutes to do it. Well, we set out to solve these things in 2021, because it was too difficult to make digital journeys in physical spaces quick and easy to use. They were too difficult and expensive. And this was our goal, to help any business solve a problem in a physical space. They can program it, like you can see on the left, and they deploy that solution through a sticker. And I have one right here. You can see when you tap the sticker with your phone, the logic runs and the problem is solved in just 10 seconds. And we've got some great partners on board with this, companies like WorldPay and Stripe. In fact, we serve 4 of the 5 top global acquirers. We actually process about £1.5 million per day, and we're on track to do $1 billion by the end of the year. And we do all of that with a team of just 5 people, which is pretty nuts. Today, though, we're announcing something very new and exciting, and that is how we make payments in tourism and digital culture free. And we do that like this. We charge tourists just 2%. It's 2% if they pay by card. Of course, if they use cash, it can be the same price. Of course, every tourist wants to use their card they have already with them on their phone. 1% covers the cost for the merchant, which is the taxi driver. It pays for Visa and MasterCard, and that's where our revenue comes from as well. We already charge 1% in the market. It already makes money. And 1% goes into companies like Turismania or Tourism de Portugal, and they use that to grow sustainable tourism and culture. They use that money to distribute our great solution to increase the acceptance of card payments as well. We do that with a great interface like this. You press take payment, the consumer taps the sticker, and it's that simple. The time to onboard a partner like Tourism de Portugal or Turismania is 5 minutes. For a merchant, like the taxi driver, is 2 minutes, and for the consumer, it's extremely quick. They just tap their phone. We built a lot of tech to do this, moving little 1 cents and 2 cents around. Don't read this too much. Basically, showing you that it's hard. And we're a great team working in the United Nations and PlayStation as well. So I have a lot of experience solving problems for technical people. We're looking for organizations which want to take 1% of their industry's GDP or turnover to grow the ethical part of that business. I have 9 seconds left. I'm going to tap a sticker and make a payment right here. Are you ready? I'm going to take out my phone, and I just tap my phone on the sticker. And you see when I do that, I get a notification.
And the time is
phone.
up.
This is it. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Apple Pay. And it's complete. It's as quick as a card machine.
Time
There's no power supply.
is
Muchas
up.
gracias. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, that was Sticky. So So the last round of questions from the judges. Are you ready?
Yes.
Any questions?
What are the biggest obstacles to scalability that you see?
It's a great question. So most people compare our stickers to a QR code, and QR codes could take a short time to use, but usually a very long time. So we make it as quick as a card machine, but tapping a sticker seems a bit strange for a large number of people. But thankfully, through our partner model with that 1%, we create incentives for companies to tell everybody that this is the new way. You'll notice that every sticker has the same shape and size, so they're really easy to recognize, and it is truly as easy as a contactless payment. We already did the hard work on the technology, which is moving all of the money around. That was the very difficult part. And I say that as a technical person. Thank you.
Which is the distribution for these stickers?
So the physical distribution is not through us. We do make them, but we actually make them on behalf of an organization like Tour España or Tours de Portugal. We give them 1,000 stickers and say, all you have to do is find 1,000 tourism companies or digital culture companies. If you give them a sticker, they'll take payments. And as a company, you get to make 1% of all of the income they take from tourists. Now, they can choose, look, do I want to give half of that to sustainable tourism? Do I want to spend the other half on marketing? That's their choice. But fundamentally, they have a large pot of money to make tourism better for countries like Spain.
2 questions. What was the name of the red wine you had? And second question, more importantly, what are you looking for in terms of the new investor?
10 seconds.
That was the name of the red wine? I
Ignore
don't know,
that
I'm
one.
sorry.
Ignore that.
It was very good. And the last question?
Was what kind of what are you looking for in an investor?
Up. I am so sorry.
We're looking for partners. Investment would also be good, but thank you.
That was sticky.
Thank
you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And that